So we really have a tight agenda. We have fantastic companies here today. We have judges, we have sponsors, we have you, the participants out there. The numbers are climbing, I'm seeing. So we are extremely hyped. We are super excited. We've come a long way to be where we are right now. This is year 2 of the DX Awards of SwissCham, Singapore, and Deloitte. And this year we even invited participants. We have the support of many organizations, not just from Singapore, but really ASEAN. The whole region was coming together. And I think if that's one good thing, if there's a good thing about this pandemic, it brought people actually sometimes closer together, because if we are all in front of our computer screens, we can do it from anywhere in the world. So, you know, Andreas and I worked together now for 2 years, and I think we met in person exactly once.
Yes, that's very true, but it was worth it.
Yeah, so. It was worth it. My name is Lars. I'm a passionate storyteller, public relations professional, but I'm here to guide you through tonight's evening. And I'm doing that together, as always, with co-host and master of the judging, the awards, and many other things, Andreas Enderlin. Andreas, ready to rock?
Absolutely, Lars. So also on behalf of the SwissCham, a very warm welcome to everybody to this pitching night. It's a culmination of a lot of work, and a lot of people have been contributing. So already now, you know, big thank you to everybody. And let's get started. You know, I'm not going to bore you with too much of introduction, but obviously I have to give you some perspective here. So maybe one further, Clarissa. I just want to, you know, share a bit where we're coming from. And Lars mentioned, you know, we started that initiative in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic, and it has grown really into a regional award. And we are very grateful for all the support. We have a big support from all the chambers. We have the AmCham, the German chamber, the Euro chamber. And most importantly, you know, the support from our sponsors, which is so important, because without them, this would not be possible. So big thank you to all our sponsors. As you can see, we have some new categories, and you will get to know some of them tonight. So let's get started. One further, Clarissa. Right, and obviously, you know, we have prizes. Companies are not only here for the glory, but also for prizes. So very interesting and exciting prizes. We will give you the details as we move through these different nights here. So Clarissa, if you would be so kind, just one further. All right, and to the evening, how will it look like? So we will go through 3 subcategories: B2C, insurance, and healthcare. And you know, all the companies that have been attending, they know the 3 questions that we want them to be answering, and you see them here. And you know, we have a reputation as being very precise and on time, right, Lars? So that's why we will have 3 minutes pitching and 3 minutes Q&A. And unfortunately, we will have to mute you if you are speaking more than 3 minutes. So apologies already for that. I know it's rude, but we have to stick to a very clear agenda. So one further, Clarissa. All right, and tonight we will have, you know, the public out there that will be voting for us and for the applicants, and we will obviously have the jury also. So I hope you had made sure that as many as people possible can attend tonight to vote. It's basically 80% of the vote that goes to the jury. That's still very important. But we will have a split vote of the public tonight. And then also for those people that couldn't attend, they will be able to start the voting as of 29th in the evening. So please gather all your friends and fans and family to vote. It's really worth it and it's fun. So please join us. Every vote counts. Clarissa, one further. All right, so we come to the first subcategory, which is the business to consumer or B2C subcategory. We're very, very happy, and already, a big, big thank you to all our jury members here. So we have Chris Nav, he's board member of the SwissCham, managing director of Corlof here in APAC. We have Irvin Lim from Deloitte Digital. Very glad to have you here, Irvin. We have Mira from Accenture. And finally, last but not least, Raymond Ong from Cloudery. So thank you very much for being here tonight. And I guess you're all very excited about the companies. So maybe one further, Clarissa. So these are the three companies. We have Essentials with their omni-channel transformation. We have Dusitani. Some of you might know them. They have come up with a contactless solution, very interesting. And Salad Stop, you might have seen them when you were going out for lunch. They are here with their digital marketing transformation, and we're very excited to have them here. So please welcome them. And with this, I would hand over to Lars.
Yeah, thanks, Andreas. And I think we're beating ourselves in terms of efficiency. We are a little bit ahead of time, what's a good thing. So we'll start in due course with, again, we are in the B2C category. That's 1 out of 3 that we're going through today. We'll have 3 companies, so please show them some support if you want to. And then later, make sure for the live poll, right? So we have 1, 2, 3 companies. Then we're doing a live poll, and your vote counts really to contributing to will they make it or not, right? Yeah. Again, the live poll is important, but it's not just a popularity contest today. We'll also have online voting that starts after pitch night 3. And we'll have, of course, the word of the jury, experts of their fields and the industry that have participated in this awards process. And they really have accompanied also the companies that made it to this stop. And their word, of course, has a lot of weight today. So today really counts and makes it's the make or break for those 3 subcategories. Yeah.
And Lars, and maybe we can do a shout out to all the companies. If they still want to invite people to join in for the pitching, they can send out the link and gather some votes, right? Yeah.
And today and then also next week, right, when we go live on the 29th for the online voting, please activate your networks, your emails, your WhatsApps, your Telegrams, your WeChats. Send us doves or smoking signs, whatever works, to submit HTML. Smoke sign might be a little bit difficult, but you can try it. However, it's a digital transformation award, so it might be digital smoke that you want to use there. Okay, I think we are just ready, and we are asking the first company to see if Karen and Essentials is ready, is here, is relaxed, can breathe, and is powered up to present the pitch of a lifetime. Karen. Do we have Karen? I saw her here already. She just, I think, might need to turn on the camera and the...
Hi, can you hear me clearly?
We can hear you. Shall we see you as well, Karen?
There.
Okay. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. It's hard to come after you, Lars, and to keep at that level of energy, but I'll do my best for 3 minutes. So I represent Essentials. We started more than a decade, more than 15 years ago as a small multi-label luxury niche beauty store at Paragon Mall in Singapore. In 2017, we realized that we cannot remain just a small retail store. And we began our digital transformation journey. But this space of luxury beauty is a very difficult space to digitalize, as you can imagine, because it's traditionally a very intimate environment. It's a very high touch segment, very personalized service. So we managed to do that over the last 5 years. to replicate the same level of consumer experience, luxury consumer experience, while maintaining a very aspirational brand image of the labels that we carry, and still being accessible to the younger consumer on digital platforms. We've managed this with a very delicate balance, transforming this, more than decade-old multi-label store into an omni-channel retail concept that's now recognized as an authority in luxury niche beauty. And on top of that, we've done that during a time where COVID-19 rendered most of retail industry, especially in the beauty segment, relatively helpless. The team is small. We're a small Singapore home-based company, but we've not only survived but also thrived and emerged stronger. And we're very excited that now, with the success of our digital transformation into an omni-channel platform, we are ready to expand beyond Singapore. And we've opened our first store outside of Singapore in KLCC, Malaysia, 2nd of November. So just shy of a month ago. And we are going to open in Thailand and Vietnam next year. So with this success story over the last 5 years, we are honored to be considered as a finalist, and we do hope that we'll win your vote. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Karen.
You have two more minutes. I mean, you're beating us in efficiency.
I'm trying to be, Swiss time sharp, so I've kept it quite concise. But if you want to elaborate more, honestly, the digital transformation is not just about having a website. It's a lot about integrating the whole business. In the beginning, when we first launched our essentials.com, we were literally picking and packing from the store. And it's really starting from there. And we also have to teach the retail staff at the store how to sell online. And these are little things that people underestimate, because it's not about having a store and then a website. It's about having one integrated omni-channel retail concept that can serve the consumer, and the consumer can buy from, what we call O2O seamlessly. It's all backed up by also a very strong CRM backbone. So we invested into Salesforce, and we have a strong CRM backbone. And we now have 22,000 very active, engaged consumers, and we communicate with them. We personalize the consumer journeys. We do automatic triggers for EDMs so that they can be reminded to replenish their favorite scent or their favorite skincare. And honestly, during the COVID pandemic, when everyone was stuck at home, a lot of people turned to us to really turn their home into, the ambience that they want, because we also sell a lot of and offer a lot of home scents and candles.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we've done in Essentials, and I hope I've used up my 3 minutes well.
No, but Karen, you can maybe just quickly answer, what lessons you learned from this digital transformation project, because that's the third question that we would like to hear from you.
Absolutely. I think the one lesson we learned is all about the people. The mindset change has to start from the ground all the way to the leadership. There's a lot of grit involved to see it through. Like I mentioned, it's not just about building a website. That's the easy part. It's about the backbone. It's about the pick and pack. It's about the logistics, the delivery. It's about the consumer experience, the CRM. It's about the mindset of the retail staff. And having that revolution and that change in mindset from top to bottom is the key. And then the second one, besides people, would be integration. To have a true successful omni-channel retail is really to have a very integrated infrastructure and very integrated processes.
Okay.
Thank you. I think it was a little bit more of a fluid presentation, and I loved it. Different concepts we'll see today. Now we'll move to the official Q&A with the jury members, right, Andreas?
Yes, absolutely. And so, the floor is open to the jury to ask short and sweet questions.
And just one last reminder, we'll have a timer. We should have a timer somewhere present.
Yes.
It should show green means we have the time still going, and there should be a reminder. There it is, green on your screen. 30 seconds. 15 seconds left. And then when the time is up, we'll have to stop it. Yeah, traffic light system. So let's go back, reset the timer on green, and the official Q&A starts right now.
I feel like I'm on a game show. This is quite exciting.
Okay, please.
Karen, hi, Owen Lim here from Deloitte. Maybe I'll go first. Great presentation. Thanks so much. I think I want to pick up on a point that you said, because luxury beauty has traditionally been a bit behind in terms of digital transformation.
Absolutely.
But you made a very good point in terms of how do you translate that offline luxury experience online? What do you think was the secret sauce? What was the thing that you did to transfer that to the online experience?
I think the CRM really helped us to be able to engage the customer digitally through, email. We even had call and collect. And I think this one we learned how to do slowly, but when the pandemic hit and the store was closed, there was no other way. So it actually, propelled us to accelerate that transformation even quicker. And the consumer had to also transform. So a lot of our more regular customers were perhaps not as open for us to contact them over WhatsApp, over email, over the phone. But when the store was closed, they themselves had to embrace that change. So in a way, the pandemic sort of helped us accelerate the transformation. But to answer your question shortly, it really was, I would think, the CRM that really helped us, kept the engagement, kept the personal touch. We did a lot of little, I would say, campaigns. We did call and collect. When the stores first opened up, consumers were still quite worried about coming down. And if they want to come down to collect to buy their favorite scent or candles, they didn't want to linger and spend too much time in the store. So what we did is we had this call and collect where they could call, already sort of pre-order, we pre-pack it, and then they could spend, the littlest time in the store as possible. We did also a travel from your home. So we know a lot of people missed traveling, and one of the things they loved most about traveling is buying duty-free beauty products from the airport. And so we actually brought in a lot of duty-free type exclusives, like little miniature sets in travel sizes, and they could buy them online. And it was just, a little bit of a reminiscence of, missing the whole travel and buying beauty from travel retail. So I think all of these technology allows us to still remain very engaged, albeit not, in person, but still in a very personalized way. So that really helped us.
Okay, great. Some other questions from the jury. We have 15 seconds. I'm sure there are plenty.
Should I sing and dance?
Yeah, hi, my name is Mira. So I've got a quick question, just in terms of the way that you're looking at building your technology and your systems. What's your view on scalability of what you're doing in terms of supporting your business goals?
I think it has to be scalable. Otherwise, we will just remain a small store and a small website. Like I mentioned earlier, moving the pick and pack from store back to the warehouse allowed us to really scale up our e-commerce business. Today, our e-commerce business is around about 30% of our total business. So that's actually, and it's hovering at, 30%, and it's quite healthy. It actually went up all the way to 60% last year when the store was closed. So I think scalability is very important, especially since we are planning to expand across Southeast Asia. If we don't have systems and processes that can scale up and that we can replicate quickly, that would be a big challenge. So definitely a key point. So as when digitalization is not an easy transformation, it's also not a cheap one. But I think it's important to start knowing, pick up one end of the stick, knowing the other end and what's coming, because then you will make the right decisions in terms of investments.
Excellent. Thanks, Karen. I think we learned a lot from you. I think it's a fantastic journey that you shared here with us. All the best of luck. Great presentation. Thanks to the whole team at Essentials and Luxasia. Yeah.
Thank you, Swiss Chamber. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Good. That means we're directly ready to move to the next company. That's Dusit Tani Laguna Singapore and their contactless solution. The representative is Eric Piatti, the general manager. Eric, are you with us? We have Eric here?
I hope so. But they will play also video, right? So maybe just...
Hi, Cassie. Can you hear us? I'm sorry, because actually it was supposed to be Eric who's joining.
Hi, Cassie. No worries.
Good evening. Good evening. This is Eric Piatti. Sorry for the mishap. Great to be with you, and thank you for being shortlisted for this fantastic journey. For the hotel, basically, we are new on the market. We just opened the property.
One second. I know you want to start. We're very eager. We are eager to learn from you. I just want to make sure that we are fair to everybody and officially start the timer. Okay?
All right.
3 minutes. Timing will be with the traffic light. 3 minutes are yours. Rock and roll.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. So basically, we're new on the market. We actually the brand has actually been here for decades, but the property in Singapore opened last December. So when we were in the middle of COVID, so obviously the main focus, and if you can move to the next slide, it was basically how to go about the pandemic, creating contactless solutions. It was also delivering an elevated experience to customers through digital because of the labor crunch that we have here, and basically have an integrated experience on your fingertips. And the application was actually one of the solution. We wanted also to have a competitive edge. And basically, we are talking to a different segment of different generation, and more and more tech savvy. And basically, we needed to change our approach and the way we communicate with them, the way we interact with them. And so that was on the guest side. On the basically operations side, we wanted to basically allow our team to have the time to have personalized services and to be able to have the time to spend time with our guests, and basically digitalize basically the low value add task, meaning collecting data from like credit card and passport, etc. So those basically there's non-value for the customer. So we wanted also to achieve a certain consistency, efficiency, and service. And and then we wanted also to collect some data for planning. Can we next slide? So we basically structured our approach on 5 pillars. Again, focusing on low value added task to be digitalized. And basically we started with the first pillar is prior to stay. So there's a pre-check-in option. And then once you arrive, we use digital facial recognition. We comply with basically the e-visitors authentication, the EVA, and basically we can push the e-card to the customer. So, and then we move to the next step, which is basically the within the stay. And basically, instead of having a compendium, we wanted to offer digital services. So to order basically services through your mobile phone. So in-room dining, reservation, booking facilities basically are all basically digitalized. Then the last one during the stay was basically to basically channel all those requests directly to our employees, so that we bypass basically operators, and the task is directly given to the person that then needs to deliver it. And the last one is basically each.
Okay, I think the time is up, so unfortunately we had to cut it. there.
Sorry.
Very sorry. We had to cut it there. However, this is only halfway through the journey, because now we're moving on to another 3 minutes. Remember, there's a traffic light, green, orange, red, because now we're opening it up to the jury. So you have another 3 minutes to tell the whole story, and I can't wait to actually stay at your property. But that's my personal kind of preference. Andreas, over to the jury and judges question.
Yes. So I think Chris has a burning question. Chris, over to you.
Yes, I will start opening the round of questions. Eric, congratulations to your whole team. I know there was a lot of work and a lot of disruption in the whole process, but the outcome of this is very impressive. My question is, I think the efficiency in hospitality, to improve that without compromising the personal experiences and taking away some of the human touch, is a key achievement that everybody wanted to do even without the pandemic. So now this has accelerated that a bit. But was such an initiative somehow driven top down from the Dusitani group in terms of strategic move, or was this something that you on your own property started to develop because the need in Singapore was different in order to progress that direction?
Sorry, you're on mute. We have to unmute him. So can we just stop the timer for a moment to be fair to unmute Eric?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, this was a property-based project that we developed on site with our partner, and basically creating the opening. And now this project is going to be taken on the corporate level and scaled up to other properties. And so I know the Middle East is looking at it, Guam is looking at it. So it was a pilot project.
So you created the prototype for the group now, which is being rolled out.
That is correct, yeah.
Okay, thanks, Eric.
Welcome.
All right, some other questions from our esteemed jury group, maybe Irvin, Mira.
Yeah, I have one. I'll jump in. So Eric, incredible. And what I'm thinking, the question I have is more thinking ahead, and fingers crossed, we're getting out of COVID, we're getting out of pandemic. How do you see this transformation evolving into the post-pandemic era?
So I think it's all about convenience. I mean, now we are talking to leisure markets, which is it's only one segment. But moving forward, we will talk to corporate companies. So basically, with this application, you stay in contact with the hotel. So you just need Wi-Fi, and basically you can pass your order to this application to the hotel from the office, from the pool, etc. So for a business traveler, it's actually also very convenient and useful. If I answer your question.
Good. We still have some time left. I still see the green traffic light for the last question.
Hi, this is Cloudery. I have one question. How did the employees react?
Sorry, I have difficulties to hear you.
Yeah, I think Raymond, you may want to switch off your video for the bandwidth. Yeah, that's not gonna.
Okay. Sorry, Raymond. Sound quality is not coming through right now. Yes, you want to
carry on the future in terms of engaging the employees?
Yeah. So maybe Mira, you have a question, right? You may go.
Can you hear me?
No, Raymond.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try that. No worries.
So I think I can ask a question that I think Raymond's also trying to ask is, with the aging workforce, how is it that you're going to look to enable your new staff members or existing members who may not members, but members of staff who may not necessarily be ready for this digital shift? And how do you ensure that their jobs are maintained?
I mean, maintaining jobs in Singapore in hospitality, I don't think it's an issue, honestly speaking. Actually, we are craving for employees. So I think it's actually was more how to enable, to give them more time to provide personalized service to our customer. And to be honest, some of the tasks, I mean, if I compare the airline industry, you used to do your check-in, at the counter, etc., and now you do it basically with those self-check-in. This is a bit similar. We don't have this self-check-in, so we are an app, but you can imagine a bit the same approach. So basically, I think it's a journey, and it will take some time, so customer will adjust to that. But I think employees, and most of them are actually young generations, so they're tech savvy, and we haven't faced any issues in terms of training or lack of understanding so far.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Eric. I learned so much about it, and I think it's like, it's I realized that you and Dusitani Laguna really used this the last 2 years, also looking at it as an opportunity to make giant steps. So well done on that, and good luck with the voting later. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Then moving directly to the next one, the third contestant in the B2C category, and that is Sell It Stop and ADA. And we have two guests should be here with us. We should have Adrien and Yayi. Hello, are you here with us? Adrien, I see you there.
Yes, hello.
Okay, are you ready for the presentation? Then we start the timer.
Yes, all set.
The stage is yours. Fight it away.
All right. We have quite a few slides, so I'll try to fly through them. So just to give you a little bit of background, I mean, obviously COVID hit us quite hard as a F&B business that, relies a lot on the CBD crowd. That, is really our bread and butter. And when the offices shut down and people went to work from home, that's where, we saw about a 60% drop. Next slide, please. And so we had to pivot pretty quickly online. We had already worked with the delivery partners for quite a few years. So for us, it was quite a natural shift to just, move into neighborhoods and a lot of the mall locations, but we still missed a big chunk of our business. And with the delivery companies, the challenge is that they actually take a large commission. And so when you're paying rental and delivery commissions, you're actually not left with very much. So this partnership with ADA and YC will explain a little bit later, really was, the idea was to bring more of that business in-house, for us to own that experience and to sell directly to the consumer. Next slide. All right, next slide. So for us, as I mentioned, the big gap really was, how do we engage with people working from home? Next slide. And when we looked at the consumer behavior, I mean, we obviously had a brand that people recognized and they still wanted to consume the product, but we needed to reach out to them in a different way now. So what we did with ADA was we actually mapped out the entire journey and figured out from point A to point B, how would we reach to the customers, and making sure that we could also retain them through our own channels. Next slide. So along this journey, what we also discovered was obviously a lot of people were cooking from home. People, became home bakers and experimented with a lot of new products. And we saw one gap in the market, which was for plant-based options. So what we did is we launched Good Food People, which was our online plant-based grocer. And that started off last year, and we officially kind of launched it this year. Again, another way to just pivot in the middle of the pandemic, trying to use as many of our existing ingredients and infrastructure that we already had in place. Next slide, please.
So,
next slide.
Yeah. Hey, Adrian, I'll take over. Yeah. So that's where we work with Sell It Stop. We did an embedded enablement model. So where we actually become a secondment and actually extension of their team, which is very interesting because they are really a great partner to work with. Next slide, please. So it's very difficult to talk about transformation in a 1-minute pitch. So you have a customer discovery, tech discovery, prototyping, all the way to regional playbook. So that was the things that we do together in 6 months. So next slide, please. Yep. And what is more important is that we work and actually enable the team to have a test, learn, and measure culture. And this actually help them look at data. We actually quarrel quite a bit in the boardroom to actually get the campaign better, look through conversion funnel, and teach them actually how to even buy their own ads. Next slide, please. Yep. So of course, that doesn't stop there. We went into ideation for the future roadmap. And I'm going to pass it back to Adrian to talk more about how we use data in this project. Over to you, Adrian.
I think
Thank you.
We concluded the first 3 minutes. So I think we have to move the next part into the Q&A part, in fairness to all the other speakers. Yeah.
Yes.
Andreas, over to you and the jury. And let's restart the clock.
Yes, so thank you very much, Adrien, for your presentation. And so the floor is to our esteemed jury. Any questions? Please shoot. Irvin, you always have a question, I know.
I was holding back. Well, hey, great presentation. And Adrian, pretty sure first time I'm seeing someone present while driving. Pretty sure they don't mix.
I'm in the Swiss Alps, actually.
Oh, excellent. Mine is again a pretty forward-looking, very much forward-looking kind of question. How will you take this forward and continue to evolve the transformation? Obviously, at the beginning, done a lot already. What's the next steps?
Great question. So actually, for us, the key is to own that online experience. And I think, when we look at our product type, the stickiness we have with our customers, I think we can see that, we can really personalize that experience. And what I mean by that is, for us, we have so much information about a customer, from their purchasing patterns to the nutritional breakdown of every ingredient, that in the longer term, the idea for us would be really to get to a point where we can customize a salad down to your body type, down to what your Apple Watch is telling you, and own that online experience, which we don't think any third party will be able to do. So this whole experience, COVID obviously has taught us a tremendous amount. We've been able to pivot, but now I think we're really very focused on moving ahead and accelerating that key vertical for us, which will really be the personalized nutrition.
Okay, thank you very much, Adrien. Any other questions? Chris,
I will jump in with a question, Adrian. Very impressive, your transformation, definitely. If the pandemic would not have happened, you were really forced to find very creative ways very quickly. So if you look back 2 years or even 3 years, how would you see your company would have transformed to where it is today? Is there something that you had in mind already, also in terms of that direction, or is that completely driven by necessity?
No, I think it was still a direction that we saw, that increasing need for convenience, and obviously I think we play in that space versus maybe other restaurants that play more in the experiential space. For us, we know that a lot of that is driven by the convenience. So we were always pushing online, and up to pre-COVID, already 25 to 30% of our business was online. Now it's up to 50%. But I would say that blur or that marriage between online and offline obviously was happening even in our own business. But what we were able to do during the pandemic is really crystallize what value add we bring to the customer. And I think this is, again, where now we're very determined to start producing or developing an online solution that caters exactly to those needs.
Okay, very good. We have one last question, maybe Raymond, I guess.
Yeah. Hi, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, better.
Okay, great. So Adrian, thanks, great presentation. Just one question, because I think you've also mentioned earlier about the pivoting to food delivery fully, but the problem with that is was the high delivery platform cost and mall operating commissions, right? So as you move towards the future on, going more towards online and serving the different parts of the customer segments, how do you see this affecting you from a financial standpoint and sustainability standpoint?
Thanks, Raymond. So I think for us, the way we look at it is that financially, the delivery companies obviously cover quite a bit of the delivery fee, so the customer's not really paying their fair share in that sense. But when we were able to take on that entire end-to-end journey, with the regular customers that we have, they generally also spend a little bit higher. So the basket size is a bit higher. So we're able to actually transfer that I guess savings to the delivery part. So we're actually able to be more competitive than the delivery companies because we're able to push that basket a little bit higher. What we also did during the pandemic is we also launched 2 other brands, and we actually brought all these brands under a cloud kitchen called Fresh Kitchen, and that was also incredibly powerful because we gave the customer the option to order from 3 brands in one basket versus just Salad Stop. So you could sometimes just order for the whole family.
Great, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I think we have still time for one last question, or is it over? I think it's over. Huh? Yeah, sorry for that. But that was perfect timing. So thank you, Adrien. Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
We were very jealous.
I know.
Yeah, very nice. And thank you for all the and for dialing in.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Adrian and Salad Stop and YC and the others, right? And thanks, esteemed jury members. So now we're coming to the live voting. So for everybody on this call, you can make your vote count. It's 3 very different companies, 3 different approaches on digital transformation. I wouldn't know who to vote for, to be honest. I thought that's all fantastic what they've done and looked at, you know, the challenge they faced as an opportunity. So let's put the poll up. We'll have 30 seconds. You just have to have one choice to make your vote, one of them. So we have 30 seconds starting now. Well, I think it was just really amazing, right? So if you look at it from a different perspective, I always think like, sometimes we need a nudge to really make leaps in life or in business. So yeah, I thought it was just really impressive. Andreas?
Yeah, absolutely, Lars. And just, you know, the fact also that they all, you know, went through this pandemic and had to pivot. I mean, that's just in itself a big challenge. So I'm very curious how the public voting will come out. And as a reminder, we will use that together with the jury assessment and then also with the public voting to do a final assessment, right? And that will be communicated on the 9th of December. Okay. So tune in the 9th.
4, 3, 2, 1. Let's close the poll and let's have a sneak peek. Can we have a sneak peek? Again, this is not the final decision. We still have the public voting, online voting, and of course the judges, the jury's vote. But let's just get an indication on what the audience today thinks. Can we have a look? Okay, interesting. Okay. Wow, interesting. Again, it's maybe Salad Stop got the most people on the call, so that makes a difference. So, but that also means that Dusitani, Laguna, and Essentials Lux Asia, you still have a chance by activating your networks from 29th onwards to do the online voting. This is just one of many parts that go into the voting. Let's close this and move on to the second category. It's category insurance. So I can assure you that insurance will be as exciting as the other one. For this category, we have 2 companies that made it into this round. Andreas, let's introduce the judges.
Yes, thank you, Lars. So we have Jonas Trindler here, CEO from Tilke Asia. We have Tom Ludescher, CEO of Encia, and we have Xiang, who is a executive director for Deloitte Insurance Southeast Asia lead. So again, big thank you for joining during that time. And just one, if you could press one further, just some words on the companies. So we have Allianz and NTUC. If you go one further, absolutely, we have here Allianz and NTUC. So they are represented, Allianz, with their AZ Connect project, which is quite impressive. And NTUC income, they are represented with a snack, with a project snack and a project tribe. So project snack is a lifestyle project for insurance, and the tribe is a subscription-based insurance that is helping with clients. So having said that, over to you, Lars, for the introduction of our esteemed guest.
Bist du Allianz versichert? Bist du ganz und gar versichert? Okay, so let's start with Allianz. We have Kiza Bishar with us. Kiza? Visa, where are you? Are you ready to show us your project?
Yeah, I am.
You know the rules. You have 3 minutes to present, 3 minutes for your Q&A. Once you're ready, tell me and we start the clock.
Can you hear me?
Are you ready? Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I cannot start my video, but I assume that it's fine. So I think that we can start. Hi, everyone.
Let's go. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. So hi, I'm Luisa. So yeah, our project AZ Connect. So how do you make yourself a name, in the super saturated market of insurance that Singapore is basically? That was really the whole point of Allianz Insurance Singapore, which was supposed to be established, or which we have actually established in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. So Allianz as a group has set up, or as a strategy, the digital by default concept, which is about everything has to be digital. So Allianz Insurance Singapore is basically a digital baby that wants to become a giant in the insurance market. The key strategy to develop that and to do that was defined by our CEO, Hisham Raisi, was clear. Make Allianz Insurance Singapore a digitally enhanced one-stop shop composite player for both customers and intermediaries. How did we bring that to life? Well, actually, we partnered with our insurtech partner called NCR to deliver a best-in-class distribution platform, including a sales module, a self-service module, a workflow tracking, a production tracking, FNOL claims module as well. So you can skip 2 additional slides. So AZ Connect was built actually on what we call the Allianz customer model, which is really a simple way it's a philosophy, to make things simple with our customers. This Allianz customer model, powered by a technology delivered both by NCR and a giant that Allianz is when it comes to technology. So how have we delivered that? Through the collaboration between a nimble insurtech company and a giant German insurance company, extremely stable when it comes to technology, but still actually in a very agile delivery model. The result of that, in 9 months, basically, we managed to deliver a platform that was fully available and scalable, basically. After 9 months, the utilization of the platform is basically really outstanding. So we have reached 70% straight-through processing on the platform. And it is so successful, actually, that we have defined a key strategy for this AZ Connect platform to be actually the central point or the angular point of the digital strategy of Allianz. Here it is. I'm done.
Very good. Thank you so much. So with this, you were quite fast. So let's get to our jury. So the floor is yours, please. Tom or Jonas, I'm sure you have lots of burning questions.
Okay, let me start first. Lisa, you had to run this project with a very, very big team from the Allianz side. And I think the cultural aspect of a company, and particularly of a large multinational company, is always very, very important for a successful project. How did you manage that you brought all those ducks in a line, and basically some functions and people that are very often a little bit stuck in an older way of thinking and not so agile? How did you manage to bring them on board and to deliver in time?
I think, thank you very much, Tom, for your question. So I fully agree with you. It was definitely not an easy thing to do, between a big group, I would say, full of governance, which is right for this type of group, a technology, an internal technology team, called Allianz Technology, which is definitely not as nimble as an insurtech company is. But I think for me, I see probably three things. So first, it's really actually the vision of actually of our CEO, really, and I insist on that, and he's not around, so it's not about trying to please him, but really his vision was he wanted to make sure that we would be ready for our intermediaries to be the preferred insurance carrier actually on the market to attract new intermediaries. And so he really decided that the vision was this one, that it would be delivered according to the appropriate timeline. And I think that's one thing that he was really extremely good at doing. The other thing was, from my perspective, the true collaboration with a partner. I think that we went through a round, right, and a very extensive round of selection with inviting actually 8 different partners, potential partners, when we selected actually NCR as an insurtech to support us. And one key element that personally made me actually choose NCR was the ability that I felt we would be able to collaborate as a team. So it was not NCR against Allianz, but it was one single team. And NCR really played its role extremely well, I have to be honest with you, really going above and beyond what they had to do. And last thing, I think from my perspective, I would say the professionalism of the insurtech that we had selected has also extremely influenced Allianz technology to deliver into a faster mode, to make sure that everything was aligned and that we would be delivering according to the need of the business.
Okay, thank you very much for that answer. I think very clear. One question, maybe Jonas Young, shoot.
I have one, maybe a short answer. Why should your application win? Thanks very much for the presentation. But why in short?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat your question, Jonas?
Why should your application win?
Why should our application win? Because I think that for us, it's really a perfect example that, the collaboration again between large firms and insurtech. I think that oftentimes when we hear about disruption, we tend to think that insurtech are here basically to take over large players, basically, who are also extremely mature. And this project basically gives a perfect answer that it's not, I don't think personally that it's really the case. In general, insurtech are here, and this is a perfect example of that, to really support and accelerate actually the transformation of big players that I don't think that would be actually able to do it without this very nimble, extremely innovative and pleasant company to work with actually.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. So, pleasure. I think we are over with time. So thank you very much for joining in and for taking the time. We really appreciate that.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
All the best.
Thank you, Isa.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
And that directly brings us to the next, let's say, contestant, participant, a fantastic company with projects, and that would be NTUC Income. And we have Sir Wei on with us today, who presents Snack and Try. Miss Go.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Are you excited to present?
Yes. Can you hear me well?
We can
very well.
Perfectly
awesome.
Well.
All
Ready?
right.
Steady.
Yeah.
Stage is yours.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Sir Hui from NTUC Income, and today I'll be sharing more about our digital transformation journey for Snack and Try. So over here at Income, our overarching goal is really to empower better financial well-being amongst our customers and to make financial products really accessible. Next slide, please. Yeah, so with that in mind, we actually created the Digital Transformation Office a couple of years back. So if you look, it's really this, shop house-like startup type of environment where what we really do here is we work in squads to come up with products and solutions that really push the boundaries of innovation and accessibility. So especially during this current COVID situation, we find that it's more important than ever to come up with products that deliver, solutions in a very affordable and seamless way so that people don't actually fall through the gaps. Next slide, please. And with that, we actually came up with Snack and Try. So next slide. What Snack is actually a mobile app that lets you build up insurance coverage and investments with your different lifestyle activities. So for example, just by dining out or taking the train, you can actually choose to contribute 30 cents to build up your insurance coverage and as low as $1 to start building your investments portfolio. And it stacks up bit by bit from there, and it's all at your own comfortable pace. We also work with many merchant brands on board Snack Up, which is a new proposition that we launched in 2020, where they come on board and they provide free insurance coverage when customers spend with them. Next slide, please. So on Snack, we are really razor focused on the objective of making insurance and investments as accessible as possible. And if you look at our whole journey on Snack so far, that's why we came up with propositions where we work with organizations to provide insurance coverage to their base through Snack Plus, work with many merchant partners on Snack Up to give free insurance coverage to their base, and come up with new products on the Snack platform such as Snack Investments. And why we are able to do so is really how Snack is being built. It's very bite-sized, very flexible and modular. So it's to partner the merchants and the partners in the ecosystem. It's just a basic plug and play approach. Next slide, please. And moving on to the next product, which is Tribe. Tribe is actually the first subscription-based insurance in Singapore, which we often call it the Netflix of insurance because it allows you to customize your packs according to your needs. So the 3 packs that we actually launched, this is the Child Pack, Essentials Pack, and the Recovery Pack, where it starts with a very affordable premium with just $5, $10, and you can upsize and downsize your premiums anytime you want. Next slide, please. The reason why we created Tribe is because we understand customers' needs evolve over their life stages. And of course, the insurance commitments and their financial commitments should be also tailored according to that. So therefore, we created.
So sorry, apologies. We had to cut you off. The 3 minutes are over. I know, I feel so bad. I think we need to revisit that. I feel so bad, really. So sorry for that, but 3 minutes are over, and we function like a Swiss watch. So I would like to open
the switch knife cutting in.
Exactly. Yeah,
I think during the Q&A, no worries.
I'm so sorry, really. So let's open the floor for our juries, and maybe Xiang, maybe you have a question. I'm sure you wanna go first, or?
Yep. Thanks, Andreas. So maybe a quick question. As we know, in insurance companies, some of these initiatives are always very difficult. Was there a tipping point in your journey on this that made everything easy, right? There must have been a lot of challenges, but was there a specific point that turned things around?
Yes, the specific point was when a couple of months after we launched Snack. So we launched Snack with the basic, the basic lifestyle activities where when people spend at using their lifestyle activities, they pay 30 cents or $1 to build up insurance and investments. That's where it's mainly the customer paying for it. Once we launched that, partners started coming to us, partners and organizations started coming to us and say, hey, we really like your what you guys are doing on Snack. Can we collaborate to come up with something? So we kept thinking of, okay, if everyone wants to collaborate with us, why not we come up with a template type of proposition that caters to everyone? So that's where Snack Up came along, where we say, hey, why not we get all these merchant partners to come on board, and when customers spend with them, for example, I make a Foodpanda delivery, a Foodpanda order, I get free insurance coverage from Foodpanda. And the amazing thing is this is fully paid for by the merchant themselves. So conventionally it is the insurer giving out the insurance coverage to the customer. But with this Snack Up proposition, it's not just us as the insurer, but it's all the merchant partners coming together and building up a customer's insurance and investment coverage. So I think that was really the tipping point, because that's also how we diversify our revenue stream, where it's not just the customer paying us, it's also all these merchants paying us. Yeah, I think that's really the tipping point. Thanks for the question.
Very good, thank you. Jonas or Tom, any questions? We still have
First of all, thank you for the presentation. I think we really like your Netflix of insurance. NTUC is a great organization. I think it's really an ecosystem. You have everything in it. You have grocery, you have insurance, you have savings, you have travel. So this is an ideal playground to start playing with embedded insurance, which you quite obviously successfully did. How important was this for kicking these initiatives off, that you are actually already part of a digital ecosystem? And I think there are almost 1 million members of NTUC in Singapore. How much did that help you to understand how to convert those members into buying insurance through your product?
Yeah, so I think that's a very interesting question, because with Snack, we actually are able to then attract new to income customers. Because when we launched Snack, you know, through the whole branding, as you can see, with that cute little astronaut and all, the whole branding deviates from how NTUC income traditionally is in Singapore. So how NTUC income is perceived is, you know, usually conventional, traditional, and all. So and you know, with that comes the stability. But how Snack comes in is, you know, we introduce that, you know, really edgy, funky type of branding. And with that, we are actually able to bring in a lot of new to income segment. So on top of converting the existing customers, we are able to then attract new segments that we haven't attracted before. So those are the students, gig economy workers, mainly the underserved segments. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Survey and esteemed judges. That concludes the insurance category, and we're going again to the live poll as part of the voting process. So, dear participants, get ready. I'm sure you have itchy fingers to make your choice. Is it blue or orange? Is it Allianz or NTUC Income, who you out there on the other side of the screens believe should get to the next final round? So, 30 seconds. Allianz or NTUC Income. Two very different projects again, very different presentation styles. So really look at the substance of what have they done, what was the motivation, what's the business impact, right? Again, I wouldn't know how to vote because it's so different, right, Andreas?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, you know, I'm very impressed by the Netflix for insurance. That's stuck into, I mean, that's an easy one, right, to take with you. But I think really some strong presentations and really impressive what is happening in this insurtech space. So very curious to hear how the public voting is going to come out.
Let's have a look then. Let's close the voting. Let's have a look how the public thinks right now on the spot who did better on the project. Wow, that's quite a big difference. However, that's just one part of our three-way process. We have the public voting that starts on 29th of November. And of course, we have the very big word of the judges that will also go into the final voting and the final results. And the final winner of each subcategory will only be announced at the finals of the DX Awards on 9th of December. And then all the subcategories and their winners will go up against to see among the kings of the subcategories who becomes the emperor of the DX Awards 2021. Little bit step back. We're moving to the next category. Let's look at healthcare. Andreas.
Yes, absolutely. So first of all, big thank you and welcome to our jury. So we have Noemi from Julke, who is the head of digital consulting. So welcome. We have Dario Heyman from Galen Growth. Welcome, Dario. Very happy to have you here. And we have Miguel Rivera from Novartis, leading business model transformation. So we have all the ingredient for a very good assessment of these pitches. So we have, if we press one further, we have 3 companies. We have Aris with Selena Plus. That's going to be very interesting. We have Generali with Gen I Click, and Zulik Pharma that will talk a bit about their digital transformation in Thailand. So I think, again, very diverse set of companies. And with that, handing over back to you, Lars, for welcoming our guests.
Thank you. And we are kicking it off with Ryan Tan from Iris and Selena Plus. Just had to make sure Ryan is the presenter, Selena is the name of the project. So Ryan, are you ready to wow us with your submission and why Iris should be the clear winner of the healthcare category?
Absolutely, Lars. Thank you so much for that introduction.
Then the stage is yours. Take it away. 3 minutes.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for your time tonight. Next slide, please. So I believe that the first problem statement that Iris had actually attempted to take on was diabetes. There's a growing problem around the world that is estimated to affect the lives of more than 530 million adults globally as of 2021. Next slide, please. So 1 in 3 diabetic patients will actually develop diabetic retinopathy, which is caused by the rupturing of the blood vessels at the back of the eye. And 1 in 10 of the individuals with diabetic retinopathy, or about 10% of people with this condition, could potentially lose their vision. And yet half of diabetics still remain undiagnosed. Next slide, please. So our company has the ambitious goal of revolutionizing healthcare delivery through artificial intelligence, deep learning technology, a digital-first approach. A digital-first approach that would allow us to not only educate our customers on the benefits of our technology, but to show a qualitative and quantitative improvement in their patients' lives. Next slide, please. So the medical industry in Singapore is currently at an inflection point where the demand for new technology has been thwarted by archaic digital practices. By prioritizing our personal work towards digital transformation, we knew that this would give us an edge into gaining adoption for our technology. Next slide, please. Now, our system, Selena Plus, is the only system in the world that has regulatory approval to screen for 3 retinal diseases. Our aim is to revolutionize retinal disease screening by making it faster, cheaper, and more consistent. Next slide, please. As one of the most promising products on the market, we have overcome many challenges and have solidified our robustness in the field of ophthalmology. Our relationship with SERI, NUS, and A-Star will help us to continuously deliver innovative products to the market as well. Next slide, please. These are our team founders, and they comprise of a distinguished panel of world-leading ophthalmologists such as Professor Wong and AI clinicians such as Professor Ting. Next slide, please. So the brain, kidney, heart, and retina all have embryonic blood vessels, and these type of blood vessels all undergo similar anatomical and physiological changes. However, the blood vessels in the brain, kidney, and the heart require an MRI or a CT scan to be seen, and such machinery is very expensive. Only the vessels in the retina are superficial enough to be seen with a fundus camera. And in the future, we hope that such technology can be used to detect for other systemic diseases, such as chronic kidney disease, hypertension, and even dementia. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So this table highlights the robustness of our system, being able to pick up 100% of vision-threatening cases and its improved performance when compared to current human grading. Next slide, please. So our AI runs in the cloud, giving us the ability to move across borders. Our online AI platform, which we call iScan, takes 10 to 15 seconds to return the results of the AI analysis once the images are uploaded. Our immediate report generation allows it to be an easy to implement workflow into any healthcare setting. Next slide, please.
Thank you, but I'm afraid we completed 3 minutes.
Yeah, so sorry, Ryan.
No worries.
Another 3 minutes to give us the insight to Selena Plus. So let's look at the judging panel. Judges are ready, burning with questions. Andreas, please.
Yeah, sure. So please, Dario, Miguel, or Noemi, you shoot, please, with your questions.
If it's okay, if I can start. Hi, Ryan. One burning question for me is, so you build the technology, very interesting indeed. Started in Singapore, but how is the scaling up going? Because Singapore is a relatively small market, and we know that with digital transformation, the challenge really most times comes with scaling up, right? So what can you share about that?
So thank you so much for that question, Miguel. I think just to expand on that a bit, currently we're actually in 25 countries at the moment. We actually work with multiple camera manufacturers as well. So we're integrated directly into the cameras via an API. So this helps a lot with our adoption basis. And further to that, actually, we had a slide that actually mentioned about our regulatory approvals. Unfortunately, due to the lack of time, didn't manage to touch on that. But we're currently approved in Singapore, our European CE mark, Malaysian regulatory approvals, Indonesia, and as far as Brazil, actually having got attained our Anvisa. So having that is a huge avenue for us because we are still regulated as a medical device. So having that approval actually it makes it a lot easier for local practices in these regions to adopt us. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, very good, thanks. Any other questions?
You want to go first, Naomi?
I have a question. Okay. I have a question. It's about your learning in early testing. I'm interested. What was your hypothesis that you went into the test and maybe that was proven to be wrong or to be true? So what was your biggest learning in an early stage prototyping?
So I believe that the biggest struggle, because with any AI, you're going to want to be, you want to have a certain degree of sensitivity and specificity. So definitely, it was finding that sweet spot for us that we could give a definitive, I would say, definitive aid diagnostic to the doctor, so that we could provide an high enough accuracy that we wouldn't be flooding the doctor with too many patients as well. So that's where I think we wanted to, we spend a lot of time actually fine-tuning that.
Okay.
I hope that answers your question.
Sensitivity is still a very huge issue, and anytime it comes to retinopathy, and there are many other players out there who are trying to achieve the same kind of outcome. Taking AirDoc, for instance, back in China, you probably are aware of some of your competitors. How are you overcoming the issue when you are also trying to convince, let's say, like an HCP of actually adopting your solution versus some of the competitors out there? And how can you assure them that your sensitivity, for instance, is significantly higher as compared to some of your competitors?
Thank you so much for the question, Dario. I think that would have a lot to do with how actually we trained our algorithm. Having such a large image data set, we actually trained our AI on more than 500,000 images across from 6 different countries. So we have multiple races and people of different ethnicities with different pigmentations of the eye. So for a lot of these people, when they actually ask us, like, what makes us more unique, I would say that it's because we have such a diverse group of people where we're actually been able to isolate and identify this sensitivity point, which allows us to actually demonstrate our robustness because we actually been able to pick up 100% of vision-threatening diabetic retinopathy cases.
Okay.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh, sorry, we just have to be clear to everybody.
Thank you.
Of course, Dario, after the judging is over, you're more than invited to speak more with Ryan. I know you're really interested and have so much knowledge in that. But we have come to the conclusion of what we know from Iris. Thank you very much, Ryan, and good luck.
Thank you so much, it was a pleasure. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Directly moving over to the next company and participant and contestant, and that's Generali and project Gen eClick or iClick with Vivian Abianti.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hi, Lars. Hi,
How are you doing? I like your background. I really like the background. It's
Thank you. It's a called gratitude.
Yeah. Good. Ready when you are, and we start the timer.
Once more. Okay.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Vivian. Let me open with this statement. Insurance product is sold, not bought. This is why the penetration of insurance in our country is still low. So maybe next slide. We are still using the old way of selling and also old way of serving. Life insurance product, not only about the death benefit, but actually there's a lot of way between purchase and claim. Sorry, next. Okay, life insurance for those who wants to live their life and with digital transformation, we can help our customer. And we know that we have a biggest challenge during this pandemic. And with digital transformation, it is our answer to adapt and current situation and anticipate the future, and also as an acceleration. Next, maybe we can go to directly to the pain point. It is based on our customer pain point that there is 4 pain point that we see, which is the access for the protection, also transaction, investment, and also health. That's why we come up with the solution within the Gen iClick itself. Next. In Gen iClick, we have a lot of feature and can help the customer do a transaction and also help with the health. The health is with Dr. Leo. We call it Dr. Leo as a telemedicine, which the feature is very impressive enough with the AI, the online information, and also can have a 24/7 consultation, and also will help with the AI, artificial intelligence, and after the consultation, the pharmacy delivery can be delivered to the customer home directly. And next. Okay, next. Again. And the package also branded with Generali, so the customer doesn't have to go outside. They just at home do a transaction, do a consultation with the doctor, and we provide also the medicine directly at home. So this is end to end. The customer doesn't have to go to the hospital nearby because it is during pandemic. And if it is outside of the pandemic, also they can still use this facility. And beside that, there is also our feature. It's a robo arm, because one is health. One issue pain point is also the investment. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Also, and the robo arms is also next, can help the customer about their investment. So it is to protect their investment before the investment also drop, the market drop. So both investment and also health can be served by this Gen iClick. Thank you. Sorry for very speed.
Thank you. Sorry for counting you down, but I thought it's the better way than just cutting the microphone. Thank you very much. I know it's a lot of work you've gone through, so really see that. And I know the judges had the opportunity previously actually to look at the whole discussion and the whole journey. So this is just a snippet today. Over to the questions from the jury, actually.
Vivian, many thanks for your presentation. How do you overcome the gap in income in Indonesia that you are particularly having as an issue? How can you provide services to both the low income people and as well as the middle and high income people? And how does your service adapt to the users?
Okay, first is the segmentation, and knowing your customer is very important. Knowing your target audience is very important also. So we tap, for example, with the high income need advisory, we go with the agents, with the advocacy, while with the low income, they can go directly with the online channel. It's very cheaper. So, but both of them, we can provide with the telemedicine Dr. Leo. So it's our UVP, and it's free for all our customer. It's part of the solution. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dario.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, maybe if I can do a follow up on Dr. Leo, right? Indonesia also has a lot of offerings around telemedicine, right? So why do you think, what is setting Dr. Leo apart, or how are you measuring also success, right, of that feature?
Thank you, Miguel. We know that telemedicine is increased 600% in Indonesia. While we have a differentiate in the journey. Our customer doesn't have to download other apps. So within the Gen iClick, it's there. So the experience is there. It's very, very fluent. So doesn't have they should have an insurance application, and then they have to download any other application. And the most important, this Dr. Leo is free. They don't have to be charged. And if there is a medicine that it can deliver to your home, to the customer home, and they can reimburse, claim reimburse. It is online, just through the Gen iClick. So it doesn't have to go anywhere. So it's within the one ecosystem.
Okay, thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Any other questions? We still have some time.
I have another question. I also saw that you were kind of moving into lifestyle and wellness as well. What do you think is the biggest difference from a customer perspective when you talk about, or you want to enter these markets as well, than the more of the claims and the having a doctor's appointment kind of
Yes.
topics around?
Yes, there is a wellness. We maintain the wellness using the DNR journal. First, thanks for the question. This DNR journal actually very unique value proposition for us, and it can differentiate our customer through their DNA, and everything is just using the Gen iClick. So this DNR journal, the customer can see how much coffee that they should drink, how much the sugar, and then what kind of diet. So all of this can help the customer for the wellness. So this is a good feature of Gen iClick for the wellness. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vivian, for the very sharp, concise, and insightful answers. Thank you, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Lars. Thanks, jury.
Thank you.
Advocacy. Let's move over to the final contestants of the whole night. I know they must have been sitting on the edge of their chairs and just waiting. Oh, I've seen this, and they've done it that, and now they're the final one to wow us, right? So we have Zulik Farmer with us here, from Thailand, I assume. We have Poon Atikom.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening. Yes, nice to meet you, and thank you for having me today. Yeah.
You've seen it all. Now it's your chance to wow us all and knock us off our screens. Are you ready for the next 3 minutes to give the presentation of your life?
Yes, please do start the video.
Okay, good luck with the video. Let's get started.
We are all in the pandemic era, whereby everyone is impacted and a lot of life is lost in the past 12 months. And we have in the new generation that the kids live up with the mask on. And so Pharma is also impact a lot to provide the service. Our server cannot access to the customer, and employee need to work from home. The cost is also pressure us to provide the service, and customer also expecting more from the digital in solutions. And we have so many projects, like over 100 in Thailand, and many projects are not success. So we come up with the digital business transformation framework that focus around 4 areas and 4 transformation factors. And the first one is about people and cultures. The very first thing that we work with HR and IT to equip people with more growth mindset. Next is about technologies that we leverage all the technology possible, and also the data that to become data-driven organizations. So we have a lot of mindset around these components when we set up our transformation roadmap. And also the partnership, we work with so many stakeholders, both internal and external, to come up with the single digital business transformation system and roadmap. And for this one, we have the governance in place with the cross-organization 22 KPIs and common goals, and the way that we can represent the organization with the one team. And the first outcome is ECRX, the e-commerce platform that we are used by most of the customer in Thailand already. Easy Tenders is the system that we digitize tender process, and over 10,000 tenders has been made this year. We have data analytics solutions, SIP Insider, using by more than 1 million access this year by most of the clients that we provide the service. We have blockchain system, Easy Tracker, that provide end-to-end tracking of the supply chain from manufacturing until the patient. And we have the transformation in customer service using many solutions and technology to transform the way they process the order from manual to automate. And now it's already 1.4 million order automate via several technologies, and including RPA or robotic process automation, that we see the upcoming trend a lot in many areas like B2C and B2B. And also really important is about our employee. We transform a lot of the digital solution to provide HR, finance, IT, and operation digital experience to the customer. So this improves overall revenues and opportunity to reduce the cost to reinvest in something that are more meaningful. And we hope everything will help us to provide more service and bring back the life of the kids and the cultures that we have in the past. So that is some of the project that we did, and many more to come in the future. So this is overall summary of the digital business transformation in Select Pharma, and I believe together we will make healthcare more accessible. Thank you.
Fantastic. I know it must have been stressful to time yourself directly with the slides, with the video moving out, but at the same time, it definitely makes you be on time. So perfectly fit into the 3 minutes. Thank you very much. Thank you. And now over to the final round of the burning questions from the judging panel.
Yes, it's a very impressive product and a very great presentation. Probably takes lots of planning as well, and you're already working the way I think your Xylem partnership was announced about two years ago. How long did it take for you to start implementing it to where you are now, and what is also coming next? Maybe what's your plan for the next five years? How long is your business transformation process going to take?
Yeah, usually I would say the transformation starts from digitization of the process. So like Xylem, logistics, HR, many areas start from digitization, creating digital twin, digital process, and then we move to automation. So this take about a few years, I would think, in each area. For logistics, for example, a couple of years. For HR, for logistics, for finance, everything will take about a couple of years. Then next stage, moving forward, after we finish the digitalization and automation, it will come to the experience management, I believe. For example, how we make end-to-end client, customer, patient, and employee experience to have a great experience from the first awareness until the end of the journeys. So once we digitize, automate, we have data, and that data analytics will come in to improve the overall experience. So that will be the next stage, I believe.
Thank you.
Very good. Any other questions?
Otherwise, I've got one more.
Oh, okay.
Nomi has another question, I think.
Noemi
Okay, so your process relies very heavily on also the also your customers to integrate your digital solution. This works very well for very established hospitals or very established providers. How do you provide your solution to also, let's say, the satellite small hospital somewhere in the outback of Thailand, anywhere else across Asia Pac?
Yeah, I would say we have kind of different solution for different customer segment. So we have government hospital, private hospital, doctors, clinic. So each customer segment have different way of working. So we provide different solution for them. So for example, larger customer, we provide EDI platform, those kind of close integration. But for the smaller size, we have the self-service kind of service like ECRX that they can provide a self-service thing, or somewhere in between, they might have something unique. So we have the RPA to provide kind of tailor-made service for them. So in summary, we kind of having different solution for different customer segment. So this is how we are working about it.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
The very last question, maybe. You were the last the company to pitch. Just wondering, as a last statement, why should we vote for you as the last company? You will stick to us anyways because the recency effect. But in your words, what are the 3 reasons why you should win?
Yeah, I think Select Pharma is a company that we focus a lot around how to integrate and provide a healthcare service. So we work with like more than 100 clients, those pharmaceutical company, medical device, and connect with the customer. So I believe the impact that we can unlock with Select Pharma is kind of really huge. We touch all the patient and customer in like, for example, Thailand. So we continue to explore collaboration and partnership with like external party, because in the past, Select Pharma has been in business for like 100 years and 70 years in Thailand. We are heavily close in the organization. We develop our own process. but now we would like to connect to patient, to customer. So we really need to have the outside-in opinion. So I think we really need to work a lot with partnership, like company that can provide a new insight or new point of view. That's always something that we are looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Kun Atikom. And that was Zulik Farmer.
Thank you.
And that was the final presentation of today.
Yes.
I'm speechless again by the breadth, by the width, by the insights today. Let's conclude the healthcare segment. We saw Iris, Generali, Zulik Farmer, all again with very different approaches to digital transformation, from looking at diabetes to a more holistic, healthy lifestyle for Indonesians, to digital transformation on a more in-depth company level. Again, very different. Let's fire up the poll, the last one of today, to see what our audience thinks today. Who do you think was the most convincing, insightful, successful digital transformation project, presentation, and more company today? Iris, Generali, Zulik, Farmer. What's your key takeaway from this category, Andreas?
No, I mean, as you mentioned, very impressive presentations, and I hope that there's still enough people online, you know, and maybe it's a shout out to the ones that are having dinner to come quickly back to the computer and put up their votes, right? But very impressed by all the presentations. So will be an interesting discussion later in the jury room, how they perceive the three presentations. So let's see.
Let's see. 30 seconds up. Let's see what the audience that was running back from the dining table, pressing the mouse just on time. What's the outcome? It's a well balanced. It's very different, right? It's I like that it's a very different. Again, I could have not predicted this outcome or any of those. Thank you very much. This will go into the overall voting to define who's this subcategory winner. So let's close the poll, and let's close this category, because this also now concludes today's subcategory pitching. Number one, right? It's just the 1 out of 3. We'll back tomorrow and then next week. And please tune in again. Big thank you to all the companies that made it this far. Dusitani, Laguna Singapore, Essential, Celestop, Allianz, NTUC Income, Iris, Generali, and last but not least, Zulik Farmer. Good luck. The judges will now go together, virtually together, and do their voting on who they believe is the strongest contestant in the 3 subcategories we saw today. We had B2C, we had insurance, we had healthcare, and then their votes will come together with the live polls we ran today. And on 29th November up to the 5th of December, we have the online voting. So please also participate in that. And all those 3 different things, the judges, the live polls, and the online voting will all come together with a formula and decide who will win the different subcategories, and then stand a chance on the 9th of December at the big finals night to take away the trophy and great prizes. Andreas,
yes.
This was just, I think it was a fantastic evening with so many great projects. I can't wait for tomorrow.
No, absolutely. And also, you know, on behalf of the SwissCham, big thank you to all contestants, all the work that went in. We really appreciate that. And, you know, be remembered to join on the December 9th. So we will have the final announcement of the winner for the Digital Transformation Award, but also for the People and Skills Development Award, also a very interesting initiative. So if you are out there, scan it in, you have it in front of you, sign up and join us. We are very much looking forward to seeing you. And with that, I think, Clarissa, we have one last word, which is to thank you, everybody that contributed also in the background. You have not seen them, but they are there and they made this happen. So big thank you to Andrea, Clarissa, Feely, Sarah that is working in the background, but also, you know, Luca that has been working on this flight back to Switzerland, and Lisa also contributing. So big thank you to all of them. Without you, it wouldn't be possible. So with this, I think we can say it was a very successful evening, and we wish you all a very nice rest of the evening.
And tomorrow we have 6 o'clock. We are back with the subcategories cybersecurity, financial services, and advanced manufacturing. Thanks for the judges. It's not just today. They've been on this process for weeks and months, looking through all the participations, through all the ones that went in there. So today is already the best of the subcategories. And the judges can't retire yet. You have to go do your voting for today, while all those that ran from the dining tables enjoy the rest of your hopefully not cold dinners, and see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
See you.